In episode 4 on factorisation, we're going to have a look at the difference of two squares, which is commonly known as dots. And I have to emphasize that when I say two squares, I mean two perfect squares. So the coefficients or the number parts have to be perfect square numbers, and then the variables also have to be perfect squares. So if we have a look at the first one, just to first of all make sure that it is dots. First of all, dots has always got two terms, so that's so nice and easy to spot straight away. Also, the word difference means subtract, so it has to have a subtract sign between the two terms. And then you need to check each term to make sure that it is a perfect square. Well, 4 is perfect square because 2 times 2 gives me 4, 3 times 3 gives me 9, and x squared is a perfect square. So this is probably the most fun and easiest form of factorisation once you understand what you're looking for. All you're going to do is say the square root of 4x squared, in other words the square root of 4 is 2 and the square root of x squared is x, because when I'm square rooting a number, I'm taking the coefficient of the exponent of the number, and I'm dividing it by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is x to the power of 1. Minus the square root of 9, which is 3, and then I have another bracket which looks exactly the same except it has a plus sign. And when we get on to multiplying out binomial times binomial, which this is, we're going to see that as we multiply these two brackets out, we will get back to that answer, but that will be for another episode in another section. Let's have a look at these two. 121, I hope all of you can just tell me straight away what the square root of 121 is. What times itself gives me 121? 11. What times itself gives me 49? 7. And there I've got n squared, so they are obviously perfect squares. So I start off again by saying square root of 121 is 11. Square root of m squared is m minus square root of 49 square root of n squared, and then my second bracket will be exactly the same except with a plus sign. Right, let's have a look at one more example just to show you that your exponent doesn't always have to be a 2. Okay, so I do have two terms. I do have a subtraction sign, meaning difference. My numbers are perfect squares. So when is a power a perfect square? As soon as your exponent is an even exponent, then it's a perfect square. Because to find the square root of that, you need to be able to divide the exponent by 2 and get an exact answer. And if your exponent is even, then you can do that. So the way we're going to do this one is, again, what times itself will give me 36, 6. Then my p-value is going to be 8 divided by 2, which is 4, minus what times itself gives me 25, 5. Q, I need to take that exponent and divide it by 2, which is going to give me q to the power of 5. My second bracket is going to be identical, except it's going to have a plus sign. And that is how easy it is to work out dots.